I want to thank everyone that tuned in to the previous martial arts video that I've made. The reception that I received was absolutely amazing. This is a very old screenshot. I know the most current views that I have is like 150,000. I want to thank everyone that's liked, subscribed, shared, and everything. Now, the main reason I decided to make a part 2 is because there's a lot of things that you guys said in the comments, a lot of criticism that I took in that I wanted to address within this video. Now, forgive me, there were a lot of comments, so if you do feel like I ignored yours, please do not take offense to that. Now, I mainly focus on the comments that involve a lot of criticism as far as like the background music being too loud, so I've made adjustments for that, so I do apologize for comments like these where they kind of misunderstood the entire video, so I'm gonna have to kind of simplify it a little bit more in this one. Now, I do apologize if I didn't explain it in the best way, but as I said before, most of the things are practically self-explanatory. He fought in a tournament with master martial artists around the world, and he beat those master martial artists around the world, and the tournament stated to be different from any other tournament in the world. Fighting master martial artists who created their own fighting styles and handling them with ease, and contending with Master Roshi, a martial artist who is literally implied to know every martial arts move and pushed him further than any martial artist in the world ever did. And if that isn't convincing, we even have statements of Grandpa Gohan being unrivaled in every martial art there is, and him stating verbatim that he could not be Goku. It's kind of strange and confusing to me because we have more statements backing this claim, as Goku is stated to be the greatest martial artist on Earth, and they go as far to say that he is the greatest martial artist the world has ever known. So it honestly confuses me that you would say that Goku wouldn't be a good martial artist without ki, even though he has proven on multiple occasions he's a phenomenal, if not the best martial artist without ki. The whole argument begins to fall apart once you realize that Goku has done all of these feats prior to his ki training with Kami. And I know people are still going to disagree with me, and that's absolutely fine, but let's continue on with the next comment. The next comment is even worse than the last one. His wrestling is 0, his grappling is 0, and then this reply is even worse. His striking is also dog water. Saying that his wrestling and grappling is absolute 0 makes no sense if you actually watch the series, because this is an entire 30-second interaction between Goku and Tien, of them both not using just strength to overpower each other, but using actual techniques to get each other in multiple different grapples. Goku also uses different techniques to escape grapples and puts Tien in other grapples. Again, you can still disagree with me and say that you do not believe that he's a good grappler. That's absolutely your decision to make. My job is not to convince you. My job is to lay out all of the facts, all the information, to get a clear consensus. Now, this comment is something that I'm actually embarrassed to talk about. Nice feats, bro. What's his style though? I extremely apologize for the fact that I called the video Goku's fighting style and didn't tell you guys his fighting style. A lot of people think that Goku only knows one martial arts, which is Kung Fu, which that is furthest from the truth. I've even heard arguments of people saying that Goku doesn't know any martial arts and that he just knows how to throw very hard punches, which again is furthest from the truth. Goku also knows the Kamishin style martial arts, which again they were taught in the beginning. And a key detail that a lot of people tend to skip over is that Roshi explains that fighting is just an application of the abilities that they've learned. So Goku must take what he's learned and accumulate it and create his own fighting style. So Goku at this point in time is already in the process of creating his own style. Now, at this point in time, a lot of people still believe that Roshi is a better fighter than Goku, but Roshi states verbatim that he's taught everything that he could to Goku. And if Goku wants to get better as a martial artist, he must go out into the world, explore, and learn many things. So let's talk about the many things that Goku has shown thus far. In terms of martial arts, Goku has shown techniques like the back heel kick, which is very similar to Brazilian martial arts, which is capoeira, which is also known as the breakdancing martial arts. A martial arts that weaponizes dance moves, different fighting techniques, and even acrobatics. He has shown proficiency with his uses of elbow strikes, but elbow strikes originates from a multitude of different martial arts such as Muay Thai or karate or even Taekwondo. He basically incorporates different elements of these styles, so whether or not you believe he has all three or just karate is completely up to you guys to decide, not me. Showing proficiency in his abilities to redirect attacks using Aikido throws or using Judo throws against his opponents. Also showing the proficiency using body grappling techniques against opponents that are much stronger than him, as he did with Beerus. He also done this exact same thing when he was fighting Goku Black, and he used it as a counter using a leg locking technique and throwing Goku Black. Here he does a elbow strike into a jab leg sweep, which is very similar to the Muay Thai fighting style, but I'll leave that up into interpretation. And when Goku lost the usage of both of his arms, he resulted to a Taekwondo fighting style. I think this is something that's undebatable. When it comes to the physical martial arts aspect, Goku never tends to lack in that regards. A lot of the times where he loses a fight is due to a sheer insane power gap. Now, a good example of this is when Goku went to the afterlife and he faced fighters from all over the universe. Those same fighters that were also stated to be better masters than Goku. These same fighters that are also stated to have powers and techniques that are beyond imagination. And despite that, Goku is still able to contend with all these martial artists and contend with the best one there, which is Pikkon, who's also the greatest martial artist of the galaxy. Contending with Pikkon, even though Goku states verbatim that he's not even able to read any of Pikkon's movements. And despite the gap in power, Goku is still able to contend with Pikkon blow for blow and keep up with him. Goku's fighting style is an accumulation of his experiences. If he's fighting someone that is better than him, then he's logically going to get better as he fights. Even though it's clearly shown that Pikkon is far more powerful than Goku, Goku is still able to combat him due to his martial arts level and skill. Same Goku that was already beaten and battered after taking multiple hits from Pikkon's special attack, the Thunder Flash attack. The same attack is also implied to have no vulnerabilities. And Goku took this attack twice and still kept up with Pikkon despite the speed gap. But due to Goku's martial arts skill, he examined every single frame of Pikkon's special attack, found a weakness in it, and exploited it. So not only was Pikkon faster, stronger, had the superior techniques stated verbatim, Goku still found a way to defeat him. So even if you believe that there are better fighters than Goku, there's nothing that would suggest that Goku wouldn't be able to adapt to the fighter that he is facing. Now this is something that is consistent with the source material, as Kami himself says that Goku's strength is seemingly infinite and that the stronger his opponent is, the more he grows as a fighter. Even King Kai notes the fact that Goku might be a special case because there seems to be no limit to his power. Various guides also support this notion, as they state that Goku has achieved limitless growth, even stating that he has achieved infinite growth. Basically, the ceiling for Goku's martial arts capability is non-existent. He will continue to grow, continue to adapt, continue to evolve as he fights. Now there is something I do want to share with you guys that I found very interesting, is that I actually have a calculation for how much martial arts that Goku might actually know. Alright, so King Kai says that training with him for 158 days is equivalent to a few thousand years of training on Earth. And for the sake of lowballing, just so we can get around of a decent estimate, we can just say that 158 days is equivalent to 2,000 years. I think that's fine. And 158 days goes into 365 days, basically 2.3. But we can again lowball it and get it to just 2, meaning that 2 times 2,000 is just 4,000. So basically every year is equivalent to 4,000 years of martial arts training. And this is where it gets crazy, because King Kai states that all of the fighters from the North Galaxy have been training with him for 2,300 years. So if we do the math and do 2,300 times 4,000 that you get every year, you get 9.2 million years of martial arts training. Yes, 9 million plus. Now in the grand scheme of things, this number isn't remotely impressive now, because this is only 9 million plus at a low ball and 9 million plus during the duration of the Dragon Ball Z sagas. So the amount of martial arts skill that has been doubled, even quadrupled at this point, because Goku has far surpassed the training that he's received from King Kai. So there's literally no where we can actually place how much he's had. And we've already explained that he's achieved infinite growth since the end of the series of Z, because those are what the Gata books are kind of referencing. And one more misconception that I want to talk about is that people keep saying that Goku losing or struggling against Frieza is somehow an anti-feat, even though we know that for a fact Frieza is indeed a master martial artist. Frieza states that he is a natural born genius that has never needed to train or has done any training in his life, because he's literally born to be that good. He is a natural combative genius, which is why he's able to combat Goku and other fighters who have been training for their entire lives and not struggle against them. And that is why people are shocked when Goku is able to contend against Frieza, despite Frieza being stated to be some kind of monster. Like, how has he not been able to land a hit on Goku? Well, that's all I got for you guys for now. As far as I know, I think I've added pretty much maybe 99% of the stuff that I missed in the other video. There might be something that, you know, squeezed through the cracks there. But I do want to appreciate everyone for tuning in and, you know, supporting me and liking, subscribing, etc. I appreciate everyone, and see you guys next time.